Welcome back, guys. This is a space where we talk about all things human. My name is Shadia and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. And today I will be reacting to the song Crawl Back to My Coffin by Dayseeker. This was comment driven. I actually have my little handy dandy secret. I don't know why I did that, but whatever. It's just a sticky note with the songs that I want to do in the near future, all comment driven. I do have a larger list elsewhere in a journal because I'm type A as shit. So there's that. Excited to continue this path with you guys. I still will go back to the artists and the things that we've been talking about as we've been going through this. They're still there. They're on the list. But before we even get into this video, as always, from the bottom of my heart, I'll promise I'll come up with better words and verbiage. It's been a long day, so I'm going to run with what I know because it is the truth. But from that last video, thank you so much for all of the love, the condolences for my loss. I send all of that right back to you guys. I just thought it was so phenomenal and beautiful to see strangers from around the world all coming together and sharing their loss and their stories and their vulnerability. Some of you guys had me emotional and tearing up reading those comments. I try to get to as many as I can get to, but it's hard sometimes with work and just life and, all the human things. But I am so aware of it and appreciative of it. And I hope if anyone did read the comments that for a moment, maybe you felt a little less alone in your experience, seeing how many of us are just also living a very human life. And no matter how this world evolves in terms of technology or whatever, we as humans are creatures of connection and community, and we will always need each other first, foremost, and forever. Okay? All right. I'm done with my spiel. We're going to get into Crawl Back to My Coffin by Dayseeker.
Again, swear you called my name when I was on my dying breath. The skin wore off my bones. I felt my soul at peace. Can I just be alone again? A few more decades, please. Can you?
Beautiful, beautiful all around, visual, colors, instruments, tone, lovely voice, all the good things. Love, love, love. Damn, what a goddamn shame. I thought I had a pulse again. And you called my name. I was on my deathbed, dying bed. It sounds like, it's a love song, but it's painful, right? It's like, I think sometimes we might think like it's not going to happen, or we kind of write it off, or we've gone through enough shit or whatever in terms of relationships. And then someone comes along and you think it's going to be different. And then you're like, what a goddamn shame, right? Like, I just want to be alone again. At least when I'm alone, I don't have to endure that. Anywho, that's that first little snippet where it's like, I thought maybe it was moving towards like a happy love song. And then it was like, oh, that's not where we're at.
Alone again, a few more decades, please. Can you tell me what it's like to bring the dead back to life? Gave me roses when I died, just to kill me one more time. Now I gotta cut you off, gotta cut my losses. Came all this way, got out of my grave again, just to crawl back to my coffin.
I'm blanking on the words exactly, but I went out of my way just to crawl back into my coffin, right? Again, it's like I've gone through so much shit in terms of relationships, right? Heartache after heartache or disappointment after disappointment. And I thought you were different. And I don't think people realize how much that takes of someone to try one more time when their brain has received evidence over and over and over and over again to not try again, but they do because they seem different and they do it and then they're let down again. And it can feel like, yeah, like I'm crawling back into my coffin. Just let me be in my dark little space. I don't want to engage like that. I don't want to be just like disappointed or hurt again. I'm just going to be in my own world. Please do me that service. But the thing is, guys, with relationships, there's so much there. I mean, you know, what is like the driving pattern or the factor? Where were you at? And what were the things with that person? And then how did we get to, like, it's a whole thing that can be very much unraveled and processed and explored. And I know it's hard. Like I said, it's very difficult to crawl back out of your coffin, but it's kind of like that old saying, like, if you take yourself out of the game, you'll never win. But at least if you play, there's that 50-50 chance. And I get it. I know sometimes people are like, I'm good. But I guess that's just such a human thing. It's such a human thing. And it's a beautiful thing. That's a human thing to hope that maybe this time. Also, that little thing on his neck. I was like, what is that? And then like the eyes thing. So I'm like, where are we going?
Goddamn shame, I was getting on my hopes again. When my funeral came, I wish you would have let me rest. The skin wore off my bones, I felt my soul at peace. Can I just be alone again? A few more decades, please. Can you tell me what it's like to bring the dead back to life? Gave me roses when I died, just to kill me one more time. Now I gotta cut you off, gotta cut my losses. Came all this way, got out of my grave again, just to crawl back to my coffin.
Ooh. Okay, this is just my opinion watching this video, and everyone else can have their own opinion. It's music. It's okay if we disagree. Okay, let me just leave that there. But I get excited because I love relationships and all that stuff. Anyways, with the little diamond thing, the reason I was like, ooh, is this how? Okay, because I'm taking it as like, yeah, disappointment, crawling back to my coffin. Here's another one letting me down. But it's like each time that happens, it leaves like a mark on us. Like it's like a residue. It's like a thing, right? It's impacted us, right? It's like just over and over and over again. It affects us. It leaves its mark on our story. And now what we decide to do with that mark is completely up to us. How we choose to work with it or process it or move beyond it and let it be, let it go, whatever. There's all those different things. But that's where I was like, okay, that's kind of cool visually, if that is the intent. I don't know. It's just how I'm seeing it. And I love, what did we have? We had fire, water. She was ice. The elements are now depicting, I mean, the elements are very different than one another. And I guess he's using that as like a way to show different people that he's dated, right? The different women that he's had that have left their mark, but have all left him in such pain and disappointment, hence crawling back to your coffin. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a cool idea artistically to do it that way. I'm not so sure about the covering of the eyes and the head, and I was like, see no evil, hear no evil, and I was like, wait, but this one kind of, but kind of cool. There's something about that too, like it affecting us. Maybe I didn't see the signs, maybe I didn't think through, I don't know. There's lots of different ways you can interpret that. But nonetheless, this is such a very real thing that so many people experience in their life where, like I said, actually at the beginning of this video, we're creatures of connection. The human condition is to be seen and to be heard and to be understood, and how much we just crave the idea of having someone in our life that is all those wonderful things and provides all those wonderful things. And yes, it's a beautiful thing to continue hoping that we will find that individual in our lifetime. I think it's a great privilege to find that, because I know not everybody does. But if I'm being quite optimistic and full of light, I mean, I hope that everybody sustains that hope and to some capacity, because it's really, really something quite beautiful and amazing when you find someone that doesn't make you want to crawl back to your coffin. And I guess it's always possible, like no guarantee. But yeah, all right, let's go back to the song.
My soul at peace. Can I just be alone again? A few more decades, please. Can you tell me what it's like to bring the dead back to life? Gave me roses when I died, just to kill me one more time. Now I gotta cut you off, gotta cut my losses. Came all this way, got out of my grave again. I came all this way, got out of my grave again, just to crawl back to my coffin.
My interpretation wants to see that as a very beautiful ending, actually. Sorry. There it is. Kept trying. Just leave me alone. Let me crawl back to my coffin. What a goddamn shame. But guess what? You kept trying, and then you actually found, I guess, Earth, right? And I like that her hand was placed on his heart. There was something about that was maybe the one, right? And it created this full circle moment. Like, now it all makes sense. This was all leading me to you. Like, now it's not so much feeling like I have all these scars and all these things. It's like, whatever, it's led me to where I need to be, perhaps. And there's lots of little things that can go into that as well. And then seeing their connection, I just felt very sweet. But then the end, grief again, right? It's, in order to love is, you have to accept that to love is to lose, and you cannot have without grief, right? It's not yours to hold on to forever, right? At some point it will leave. It's just life. It's a life cycle. It's how this world works, right? And some people will unfortunately choose not to love and not to do certain things from a very protective place, right? Because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt anymore, or I don't want to experience that kind of hurt, grief and loss and things of that nature. But that's the deal that we're making with ourselves. Okay, fine, I won't deal with the grief, but I won't experience love. I won't have companionship. I won't have any of that. And I also won't have to deal with being alone in that way. I'll be alone in a different way. Everything in life, there's always like this bit of an exchange that we're making. Okay, I'll do this to have this, but I don't want this, and I'll do this. And anywho, our brain is designed, wired to keep us safe and to keep us alive. That's its job. And sometimes that's decisions that people might make. Right or wrong, we all have our own story on this planet. But like I touched on earlier, it's like, yes, I could get to the point where I don't want to try anymore because I've been hurt. But the deal right there, right, is that I I will never find what I'm looking for, but so long as I try, there's always a chance. And we all have to decide our very delicate dance with that kind of energy, because I know it takes energy and it can be costing, it can be painful. But I also know how incredibly beautiful it is when you do find that person in your life. And that's what I saw in her when she was grieving his loss. Like, now he's in his coffin in such a different way. It means something completely different by the end. And to love someone so much that you can't bear this life without them is, I think, quite beautiful. And like I said, an absolute privilege, because I know not all of us will understand or know what that feels like. Yeah. So thank you for that recommendation. I didn't cry this time. No, I say that now. The next one, I'm probably going to be bawling. No, but thank you guys, as always, for the recommendations. Thank you for being here still on this journey. And I appreciate your support, and we'll continue rolling these out as we go. Okay? So, as always, first and foremost, stay human.